These are called local defense units.
C'est ce qu'on appelle les forces locales de défense.
Per village.
Par village.
When the other people come to kill people, they will be there.
That was at State Lodge, Nakasero. A 3-year border standoff, the Gatuna border, has officially been reopened. But unlike Uganda, which has fully reopened its border crossings, Rwanda is strictly allowing essential travels in and out of the country and cargo trucks. Dennis Igoa is in Gatuna and he has the details.
The Gatuna border has been reopened for business after almost 3 years of closure. This was the official communication from Uganda's Immigration Department and Uganda Revenue Authority officials after a closed-door meeting with their counterparts from Rwanda.
Our going to Rwanda this morning was specifically to work out modalities on how we are going to clear cargo. I am a commissioner for customs. So we normally have what we call a one-stop border post. So usually Rwandan officials come and work on the Ugandan side, Ugandan officials go and work on the Rwanda side. So that's what we're discussing in Rwanda. And we've agreed that that one is going to be reviewed in a week's time.
The drivers of cargo trucks have priority to move. If there are emergencies, there are modalities they have been handling, that's how they will be handled. That's why we talked of non-essential travel. Essential travel has priority. Non-essential travel will be worked out in the framework of the two ministries of health. Otherwise, what is pertaining now is the protocols of the East African community.
After the long wait, the locals and business community, who have suffered a lot, were anxious and optimistic.
3 years, it is a long time for the people. They didn't get any work. Yeah. But for now, they are going to start working. But the people, they are poor. I hope the government to help them to give them a starting capital.
The problem it was my business, it is not working because I went there to dig. Everything it is stopped.
However, they felt let down when the news trickled in that the border was only open for cargo trucks and essential travel.
The only clarification is it should be essential travel.
We hear that they have partially opened and we expected a lot from this opening. We have lost a lot of revenue from traders due to the closure.
It should be noted that the two countries are still battling with the upsurge of coronavirus infections, which have limited cross-border movements.
Already the facility they have can test samples more than 100 within an hour, and they have indicated they are bringing another machine which will also equally test more than that number.
This once vibrant town council is now a ghost town, with most of the business premises indefinitely closed. However, the locals have not lost hope and are already reorganizing and rebuilding their business premises. Dennis Igoa for UBC News at the Gatuna border.
Forum for Democratic Change Opposition Party has welcomed the reopening of the Rwanda-Uganda border. FDC spokesperson Ibrahim Semujunganda told journalists that the reopening of Gatuna will facilitate business. Uganda at Gatuna was closed on the February 27, 2019. Meanwhile, the FDC party is declaring openness to reconciliation for those who had quit the party.
The Republic of Rwanda for considering to reopen. This closure happening about approximately 3 years ago on February 27, 2019, caused an unnecessary suffering to citizens of both our nations. The people of Kabare, Ntungamo, and Kisoro in particular on the side of Uganda suffered most. It is therefore a relief for them in particular and a relief for Uganda that this border is finally reopening. So closure of the border was the highest form of expression of dissatisfaction by Rwanda against Uganda. The FDC therefore considers reopening just as a step in resuscitating a relationship that had completely broken down. Finally, I remember in previous press conference I told you we will be moving to sub-regions to check on the health of the FDC, meet the FDC leaders, meet those who participated in the last elections. So in Kasese, on a reconciliation mission, so we'd like to call all the FDC and former FDCs and Ugandans who want to associate and be part of the FDC, this is the time. If you had been angry, please, the period to heal is now.
Preliminary findings of the Education Policy Review Commission show that Uganda's education sector lacks a standard qualification framework that harmonizes the competencies of people. The Commissioner, Policy Analysis and Research at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Brighton Barugahari, says that they assess the relevance of skills by graduates to the international job market.
The Education Policy Review Commission, established in May 2021, will begin public hearing about what government needs to do to streamline various operations in the sector. This follows the changes brought about by the technological revolution and COVID-19 pandemic. Since citizens have a duty to participate in issues that concern them, Ministry of Education and Sports calls for public views on what they think needs to be done.
There is writing formal comments, official comments. You send them to an email address of the Commission. Now, not everyone is able to write or use email. So we also have an opportunity for public meetings or hearings where we engage with people and they also give us their ideas.
This review will look at recommendations in the 1992 White Paper and how they were implemented, especially the curriculum, and examine existence of a clear policy assessing the education value chain. It will also investigate placement of learners, the need to adapt to open distance learning, and issues of exclusion in the education system.
They set pass mark. They say if you don't get 65 average, they don't give you a bank slip. That is the modern way of chasing you. At the end of the term, you have no bank slip. Meaning you are not going to pay, meaning you are not wanted. But on the basis of a standard mark, which you don't know what it means.
Preliminary findings from an interim report of the Commission indicate that there are unresolved issues of policy on the role of founding bodies like missionaries and partnerships.
There is no qualification framework. It is embarrassing, but it is. So, for example, if I study PLE, I finish, and there is somebody who is in Katwe who has also run on the job. There is no framework that harmonizes, say, what you know, what you do, and is agreeable. And that is a problem. Any education system should be able to recognize what the competencies of people in a standard way.
They want to ensure that recommendations in the 2022 White Paper be implemented, since only 45% of the 2020 recommendations in the 1992 White Paper were implemented. The exercise is expected to end on 28th of February. I'm Nafka Farida and Sana Anet in Kampala.
Increase in the judiciary's budget with over 300 billion additional allocations, the judiciary has promised to improve services to Ugandans. Although, according to the Chief Justice Alfonso Winyidolo, the judiciary target budget is 800 billion to perform at optimum level. If received, a lot will be achieved. He was opening the 23rd Judges Conference in Kampala.
Over 200 Supreme Court justices, Court of Appeal justices, High Court judges and registrars are undergoing a 4-day conference at Mistil Hotel in Kampala. During the opening of the conference, Chief Justice Alfonso Winyidolo disclosed the increased budget allocation to the judiciary, standing at $376 billion from $199 billion in the coming financial year 2020 to 2023. With this milestone to the judiciary, compared to the previous budget allocations, the judiciary is set to render more services to Ugandans, including construction of 8 courts of appeal across the country.
Increase the high court coverage in the country by operationalizing the functioning of 6 new high court circuits, namely Moroto, Tororo, Iganga, Luwero, Hoima, and Rukungiri.
With the aim of addressing the challenge of case backlog, the judiciary is also recruiting more judicial officials, including 90 magistrates and non-staff.
We expect the Judicial Service Commission to recruit an additional 50 or 51 magistrates grade 1. This will enable speedy disposal of disputes and thus release a great deal of resources to the economy.
Despite the COVID-19 outbreak, the pandemic did not hinder the performance of the judiciary.
While all the courts registered a total of 198,829 cases and completed 158,423 cases. Overall, the courts recorded an increase in cases registered from 159,543 cases in financial year 2019 to 2020 to 198,829 cases in financial year 2020/2021.
The acting Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Wilson Mululi Munkasa, is optimistic that the conference will help in improving sufficiency in line of dispensing justice to Ugandans.
We are hopeful that with the opening up of the economy, we shall have adequate resources to cater for all the needs of the various sectors of government. And of course, we are mindful of the central role the judiciary plays.
The 23rd Judges Conference, which is going to run for 4 days, is held under the theme, The Administration of the Judiciary Act and Sustainable Transformation of the Judiciary. The Executive Director, Judicial Training Institute, Damali Rwanga, highlights on some of the core aims of the conference.
We have a topic on the program which will discuss public involvement in the proper administration of justice. And we believe that this change will help the Institute to operate better and lead to improved effectiveness and efficiency.
Deborah Namamonde, Nantongo Rebecca, UBC News.
Ministry of Water and Environment has developed strong enforcement strategies that will ensure forceful eviction of people encroaching on wetlands. Collins Oloya, the Director of Environment Affairs, says these measures being developed will help in protection of wetlands.
Ministry of Water and Environment estimates that wetlands cover 11% of Uganda's land area but are degraded at a rate of 2.5%, while 4.1% have been lost countrywide. Government is promoting sustainable management of wetlands and has started taking action against degradation. The ministry is creating awareness on protecting wetlands as it prepares to commemorate World Wetland Day on 2nd February 2022 in Masaka City. The day will be marked under the theme Wetlands Actions for People and Nature.
Combines the need to integrate both human and nature needs. And this is quite important. The theme is derived from recognition that wetlands offer important services but are facing increasing pressure from the very people who should protect them, myself and yourself.
There is a strategy to train stakeholders, local leaders and district leaders on monitoring the encroachers.
The ministry is planning, together with National Environment Management Authority, to recruit, train and retool the Environment Protection Force to cover the whole country and be based in all the districts so that we can reduce the rate of wetlands degradation. The strategy outlines who is degrading which wetlands, whether natural justice has been provided to the person and the person continuously refuses, then you issue improvement notice and restoration order and you evict the encroacher without any compensation to the...
Since 2015 to date, the authority has investigated over 17,000 land titles in wetlands in areas of Mukono, Wakiso and Kampala, and out of these, 330 land titles were cancelled. Wetlands contribute to strategies mitigating for food security and provide vital nutrients for crop farming. They also filter sediments in runoff water and ensure sustainability during dry seasons. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. At this point, we'll take a very short break. On return, we have more. Please keep it with us.
Everyone deserves more, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Senki points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent location. Get 150 Senki points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Senki points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Senki points, dial *141#. Everywhere you go, MTN.
Raising voices.
As a teacher, I have the opportunity to shape how children grow and learn. I believe in creating a non-violent school where children feel safe and respected. I promise to lead by example and create a different kind of relationship with my learners, one that helps them grow.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Start the year off with my Airtel 4G smartphone. You get to enjoy free 1 GB data valid for a month and 100% bonus data every month for 3 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. This includes free data spread over 3 months worth 86,500 Uganda shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 Uganda shillings only. Visit the nearest Airtel shop and get one today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
COVID-19 is still here with us. As Professor Maggie Chigozi states, the time is now for all of us to get vaccinated.
When we have one person who's not vaccinated, it affects everybody around them, most especially the ones close to you. Keep your families safe. Anyone right now who's over 18 should go and get vaccinated.
Because of the new COVID-19 circulating variants like Omicron, it is very important for all of us to be fully vaccinated with 2 doses of the same vaccine type. It's only those getting Johnson & Johnson who receive only a single dose to be fully protected.
Even after vaccination, continue to adhere to all SOPs by wearing a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose, washing your hands regularly with soap and clean water or using an alcohol-based sanitizer, maintaining physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoiding crowds. Echa COVID-19, chija kugwa. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and partners.
Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay. Dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Select option 2, school pay. Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
UBC News tonight. Thank you so much for keeping it with us. Uganda Police has raised a red flag over the increasing child homicide cases. Fred Enanga, the police spokesperson, says that last week alone, at least 5 cases were registered in different parts of the country.
Uganda police is concerned about child homicide, which is caused by misunderstanding in families. Poverty, among other factors, have contributed to the increasing domestic violence, making homes unsafe for children.
Brought the 3-month-old baby of the friend to the suspected co-wife. She cut the baby and killed the 3-month-old baby without any cause or justification.
Territorial police commands have been reinforced to handle family and domestic violence-related cases.
The LCs, the probation officers and NGOs advocating children's rights are everywhere around the country. Please, let's ensure that we work with them.
In Hoima district, police are looking for 2 teachers of aggravated defilement. A teacher, Renan, at Yana Primary School defiled a 14-year juvenile, and Obiga John, teaching at Claudio Primary School, defiled a girl of 8 years.
Including teachers, that on a number of occasions these children look to parents, look to teachers and guardians as mentors who are supposed to provide for their safety and well-being. So it disappoints when teachers, who are role models, break the trust that they have.
In other police operations, police have warned the chairman of the People's Front for Transition, Dr. Kiza Besigye, and other politicians over organizing an illegal protest.
The retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye, of course, who is a professional agitator for violence, to use legitimate means to achieve his objectives. Every now and again, we should not continue putting Ugandans in fear.
The traffic report of last week indicates 383 accidents occurred, 57 fatal, 213 seemingly fatal, while 113 light.
Reckless driving, the 1,591. Dangerous mechanical condition of vehicles, 1,728.
348 people were involved, 65 died, while 283 hospitalized. Abdul Nasir Lubama, UBC News.
The police has retrieved the body of Turiamu Singura Patrick from a septic tank at the site of Naomi Tumwine in Kabowa Rubaga Division. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson Luko Yesigiri has confirmed the arrest of Naomi and Mohanji Norman, aged 26, a cousin to the deceased.
On the 27th of January 2022, police in Kabowa registered a case of the disappearance of Turiamu Singura Patrick, 24 years. Turiamu Singura was staying in an incomplete house with a brother, Mohanji Norman, who took the case to the police.
The brother came out and said that the brother was nowhere to be seen, and he wanted police to come in and put in efforts to help trace for him.
The events followed the disappearance of Turiamu Singura led to the escape of a security guard, Duku Geoffrey.
This is the security guard who disappeared a day before the brother came to report to our police in Kabowa.
When Naomi Tumwine, the owner of the facility, realized the employee in the septic tank, she alerted police.
Police later on came in. We informed our officers from Fire Prevention and Rescue Services, who came, retrieved the body. It was in a decomposing state, and later on conveyed to City Mortuary.
2 people have been arrested to establish the cause of Turiamu Singura's death. The facility owner, Naomi Tumwine, and the cousin brother to the deceased, Mohanji Norman.
We have taken their statements. Many of the words they are giving us, the statements they are giving us, don't add up. Suspicion that maybe something could have happened to him, and maybe these people could be behind it.
Based on the medical report, Turiamu Singura was strangled to death before being dumped in the septic tank.
It has been ascertained that this gentleman was strangled first before he was dropped in the septic tank. So he was dropped in the septic tank dead.
To access facility was futile as all gates to the scene of crime were closed. Last year, a similar incident happened where the body of Mrs. Onebe was found in the septic tank. The husband, Francis Onebe, is still in court. Abdul Nasser Lubwama, UBC News.
The Orthodox Church in Uganda will enthrone Metropolitan Euronymous Musei, the new leader, on the 20th of February 2022. The function, to be held at the Orthodox headquarters in Namungona, will be graced by world leaders and government officials. Reverend Father John Chibuka, who heads the organizing committee, highlighted the need to observe the SOPs during the celebrations. Musei replaces the late Metropolitan Yonal Wanga, who passed on last year in September.
We are very happy that one of us, a Uganda child, is coming back to serve the metropolis of Kampala. Euronymous Musei was here some time back. That is when he was the caretaker after the sleeping of Metropolitan Theodoros Nanchama. He was sent to Bukoba, where he served for some years, and then he became the first Metropolitan of Mwanza. So during the whole synod, it was decided that he should be appointed from Mwanza to come and take over Kampala. And now we are looking forward for his enthronement. I'm happy to bring to your knowledge that the new Metropolitan of Kampala will be enthroned on 20th February this year, 2022. The function of enthronement will take place at this cathedral, at this same place where we are. And we are taking on this opportunity to invite all of you to this wonderful, wonderful occasion. We also request, because this is a very, very, very big occasion, we request all Ugandans and well-wishers to come to our support in form of money, all kinds, so that we should be able to organize a successful enthronement.
Everyone deserves more, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Senki points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at Agent Vacation. Get 150 Senki points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Senki points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Senki points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
All eyes are on Africa. All eyes are on Cameroon. All eyes are on UBC. The drama, the heartbreak, the suspense, tears, joy and celebrations in the biggest sporting event on the continent. In one place, UBC. Call your public broadcaster today and grow your business with us. 0752 265 827 and 0776 611 540. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I beg your pardon. The Private Sector Foundation Uganda has lauded the establishment of a Tanzania Ports Authority's permanent office in Kampala. The new development disclosed at the Joint Permanent Commission is expected to bring services closer to the business community in Uganda.
Uganda and Tanzania have committed to enhance their fraternal relationship for mutual benefits. At the recently concluded Joint Permanent Commission in Kampala, the technical teams and senior officials from both countries drafted actionable matrix aimed at fostering the attainment of set goals and decisions.
I'm informed of the proposed meetings of the joint technical committees to iron out issues of concerns for both countries related to migration, to labor, border reaffirmation, non-tariff barriers, preferential treatment and market access, to mention a few.
Both delegations heeded to the call by Tanzania and Uganda, heads of state, to work together to facilitate commerce between the two countries by eliminating non-tariff barriers.
Given the potential that exists between our two countries, the volume of trade between ourselves can grow significantly higher, and it can improve in a mutually beneficial manner.
At the JPC, it was confirmed that the request by President Samia Suluhu of Tanzania for the establishment of a Tanzania Ports Authority's permanent office in Kampala has been implemented.
Kwa wafanya biashara wa Uganda, niwaambie kwamba hivi karibuni tutafungua ofisi ndogo ya mamlaka ya bandari mjini Kampala ili kusogeza huduma hizi karibu na nyinyi. Waswahili wanasema mteja ni mfalme. Kwa nasi tunasogea kwa mfalme wetu Uganda.
We have followed it through. We have progressed very well. We have already identified the housing or accommodation for Tanzania Ports Authority. All the frameworks have been gone through and we got to go. So effective as we speak now, the Tanzania Port Authority is here and also the Tanzania Investment Authority is here.
This new and strategic development in the region is lauded by Uganda's apex body for the private sector.
Private Sector Foundation, we are part of this discussion. We sit on the board of the Central Corridor. We have the National Logistics Platform and the Transport and Logistics Sector, which is part and parcel of this whole process. We welcome TPA. We have worked with them before. We shall continue to work with them, and we hope that this one will open opportunities.
That is a win-win situation that we are looking at, So the Central Corridor has been very, very useful.
The initiative is timely for the Central Corridor as the two countries embark on capital-intensive cross-border ventures such as the East African crude oil pipeline.
ECO project it has got cross-cutting benefits from where it starts to where it ends, from Hoima all the way to Tanga Port in Tanzania.
And we both stand to benefit, Uganda, Tanzania, in terms of those who will be supplying things to the project. You have the communities living where the project is going to run. They also will be benefiting.
The business deals that are going to accrue are anywhere between $15 and $20 billion in everything.
According to the United Nations Comtrade database on international trade, Ugandan exports to Tanzania was $95 million in 2020, while Ugandan imports from Tanzania was valued at $149 million in 2021. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
The Pool Association of Uganda leader Bob Trobish has exhibited rarely seen generosity in Uganda sport by offering 22.9 million to clear various pool league winners since 2018. The league back then was sponsored by Betway that has since left the Ugandan market. Trubish said this gesture was purely due to the love of the sport, but importantly giving due reward to excellence and little return on investment by club owners who mainly pride in the trophies, medals, and substantial cash reward. This was during the association's annual general meeting hosted at the Nob View Hotel in Tinda. The assembly passed a 500 million shillings proposed budget for this year's calendar, whose highlight is the All Africa Black Ball Pool Championship due next month. On the local scene, the association targets integrating various regional competitions to increase competitiveness amidst pursuance of turning the association into a federation. This is also hope for the return of the national championship that last witnessed action in 2019. Defending ALTONA Swim League champions, Talons, are living dangerously during this year's edition that has entered match day 3 at the British School Kampala pool in Muyenga. Talons, that's skippered by Abigail Mwagale, is currently third in the 3-team league that is currently topped by Tara Chisauzi's Coles that has 822 points, with newcomers Astros second on 781, while Talons has garnered 646. The league organizer Eric Chisero says the nature of the season is interesting and the early days point to a competitive league. The ALTONA Swim League is the first in Uganda. Each match day is reserved for a particular swimming style, ranging from breaststroke, freestyle, individual medley, and backstroke.
And you're coming out first trying to secure a lead for the Astros.
And that brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwal. With Elizabeth Nakakun and the whole team, we'll leave you with the weather forecast reports here.
Malitwela, Juliet, we've had wet activities for areas around Lake Victoria Basin, a few areas in the western and southwestern sector. By 9 a.m. this morning, we had a rainfall report from some stations. Kabale reported 32.7 millimeters, Entebbe 1.5, whereas Bushenyi reported 1.3 for the previous 24 hours. From the satellite image taken over Africa, it indicates that we are still having those dry winds from the north of Africa towards our country, contributing to the hazy conditions across the country. Whereas the moist activities we've had, those are the rains in our country, most especially for the southern sector around Lake Victoria Basin. They are attributed to the local effects that those are winds from Lake Victoria carrying moisture and leading to these activities. For tomorrow morning, we shall have light rains for areas around Lake Victoria Basin, extending all the way to southwestern Uganda. The northern, we shall have sunny intervals, and the central region. In the afternoon, we shall have sunny intervals for most parts in the northern sector and central Uganda. For areas around Lake Victoria Basin, some parts of central, western, and the southern sector at large, we shall have showers. The maximum temperatures will rise to 31 degrees centigrade for the Karamoja region. Around the lake, we shall have a range of 27 to 28 degrees centigrade. Kasese, a maximum of 29 degrees centigrade. And for Kabale Highlands, a maximum of just 24 degrees is expected. If you intend to go beyond Uganda, we shall have cloudy conditions for Nairobi, snow falling in Moscow under temperature below 0 degrees, that is -1 degrees. Dubai shall have sunny intervals together with London, whereas Paris, we are expecting showers and a maximum of 10 degrees centigrade. Thank you for keeping me company. Join us tomorrow for another edition. Have a wonderful night.
Ready, Rastafari says, yeah! Rastafari! How we say, this year's Bob Marley birthday celebration have to be on Lukomwal Island, the home of Baimba. Well, this is a perfect celebration for reggae music, featuring a lot of reggae artists like Maddox, the Blood Brothers, DJ Nesta, Anton Jamin,